Clearly, coming into the league, everybody wanted LeBron, right? He's gotten from Reebok to Adidas, Nike, Puma, all this great stuff, right? So we're going to talk about the beginning stages and how he got to the point of Nike. But what happens when you're given an offer that most won't refuse?
That room at Reebok, and Paul Fireman was very smart. He said to you, I know you're going to go see Nike and Adidas, but I'm going to offer you $10 million today if you don't go see them and shake my hand.
Right.
He wrote you a $10 million check in that room, and you turned it down. I can't say I would have turned it down. I mean, I think in the room I said, yo, let's take this check and get the hell out of here.
And for some odd reason, I started thinking, like, if this guy, he's a great guy too, I still love him to this day. He's an unbelievable guy. But if he's willing to give me a $10 million check right now, what is it to say that Nike or Adidas is not willing to give me 20 or 30, up front, or to say that maybe the upfront money is not even the biggest thing.
Can we just start with Moose? $10 million in front of you. So you don't go nowhere. Look, I'm going to offer you the initial offer too. This is not just 10 million and that's it. I'm going to give you what I was going to give you. But right now, I'm going to give you a $10 million check. I don't need you to go anywhere else. Right? What would go through your head? I'm not giving you what company would say that or whatever, but just what are some of the things that would go through your head instant? Now, I know you don't think on the spot. I know you would instantly be like, yeah, let me get back to you. But but this one is like, you have to pick now. Boom, boom, boom. Does that instantly, actually knowing you, does that instantly go against you and you're like, all right, this is already a bad deal because you clearly don't know me and I need time to process. So instantly that's a no. What would go through your head?
The number is definitely going to at least have you think twice. I'm not going out here just be like, it's going to be like, oh yeah, I would say no because they wanted to give me money. It's like, no, I mean, 10 million, like, come on now. You got to at least take a second to think about it. But I like what he did because he when you consider who he was at that time and he's thinking about his lifetime, it's like, oh, okay, I can see why you walked away from the money now because you're thinking about the rest of your career. So I think I would do something similar, right? I would kind of look at, okay, what are my opportunities in terms of the length of my career or in what context is the money being delivered? But I'm not just going to say no to 10 million. I'm going to at least try and convince myself if I really didn't want to do it. I'm like, you sure you don't want to take this 10 mil, Moose?
Right.
Like, you sure you don't want to?
Right.
Yeah, what would you do? What would you do? Are you taking the 10 mil like on the spot?
Listen, it really depends on what the company, like, so if it was Reebok, no, because I'm a Nike person. All right.
Right.
And we'll get into that a little bit, but like, and he did the same thing. He just loved Nike more, right? They did, and you can say the number, but they did offer him more money than in the beginning, right?
Right.
So in the beginning, they offered him more money, but he was like, yo, I just love what Nike's doing, and I see a long term with Nike more than Reebok. So I mean, if it was the same kind of company, because I'm a Nike person, I would probably go with Nike, unless there was like a super rollout plan that made sense and there was a way out. I would think about it because 10 mil, that's
that changes a couple things. It
changes a few things. We would be in Miami right now. We would be. Right. I'm just saying, but but I love the thought that he instantly thought longevity, right? He instantly thought that. He instantly was like, yo, if you offer me this now, and I haven't even gone to the other places, let me bet on myself and see what these other people would offer, right? And it paid out, but like that could have been a big L. That could have been a real, but that has to do, I still think that has to do with confidence within yourself. Like, just because maybe if you did leave that 10 mil on the deck and kept it moving, right? And then what did Reebok offer at first?
Yeah, so Reebok offered 115 million. Now let me give you the comparison. Yeah, let me give you the comparison.
Said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, give that comparison.
So Reebok offers 115. Adidas said, I'll give you 60. And Nike said, we'll give you 87 million. So he took a $28 million pay cut, not to mention the 10 million that he was willing to give him on the spot. Right. And there's no real details on whether that was a part of the 115 or not, but still, right. That could have been like, hey, I'm just going to give you the extra 10 million so you don't shop.
Right.
You stop your shopping spree right here. But you talk about taking the $28 million, what appeared to be a loss on that spot for the future.
But what I loved what he said about that? It was like, yo, if they offer that, what about the back end? Like, what can happen? And I know a lot of people get blinded by the front end of things, like the 10 mil and what you said, 150, whatever $million. Yeah. Like, some people will get real blinded. I would think twice. Wait, hold up. Right. Where are my lawyers? This is where lawyers come in. But, people get blinded, but instantly he thought about, back end stuff. What can be created just because of this deal that we could see that isn't so visible for others, right? So I loved seeing that, and I love hearing about that. And then clearly he has this lifetime, which I don't know. That's true love for Nike, by the way. To say, yo, you are locked in for life with Nike, right?
And remember that's his second contract.
Right.
So like his first contract, he made a good amount. So let's say that 87 plus some of the bonuses that he got. But then the second time around, they went back and he had, well established himself as one of the greatest at that point. And then they signed a lifetime contract where, there's rumors saying that it's about $1 billion.
It's not light
that's
money.
Major.
That's not light money.
That's major. But there's so much you can unpack in that though, because you could talk about the discipline of walking away from that extra 28 million as a rookie.
Yeah.
You could also just think about like, if money is available in both opportunities, go with the money, even if it's less money, with something that you enjoy or something that you respect and admire. Like, it's better for you to work with someone you look up to or collaborate with someone you look up to and admire, maybe take less money because of the joy, the relationship, what you'll learn here, as opposed to just making a decision strictly off of money. So I think to see how it's capitalized for him in his advantage, it's not even worth doing the math. You just say 28 million more or $1 billion.